Hi beauties, you're welcome to another video of mine. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. My name is Miraki and today I'm going to be creating this beautiful look. Keep on watching and enjoy. So to start off, I'm starting off by cleaning off her face, removing any dirt, and then she has dry skin, so I'm starting by prepping her skin with a little bit of coconut oil, just a bit. You know, oil and makeup don't go together, so I just prep her skin. And then as you can see, her brows need trimming, so going ahead to groom and trim her brows like you can see here. So I'm using Zykel mattifying primer to prime her face, and it is going to help to minimize her pores before I can go ahead and start her makeup. So I'm applying this so that by the time I get to her foundation, the primer must have synced right in and ready to receive the product. So I'm starting by filling in her brows. As you can see, grooming and trimming her brows have given me a good canvas to start off with. So I'm just following the natural direction of her hair growth and removing that brow shape. As you guys know, I like my brows light and strokey. Yeah, I love the hair to look strokey. I love the hair to look natural. That's how I like my brows, so that's just what I'm doing here. I'm using a very light hand to remove her brow shape. So I'm done. Going ahead, I'm using two shades of LA Girl Pro Conceal, one in dark and one lighter. The lighter one, I'm going to be using it at her arc, and the darker one, I'm going to be using it at the beginning of her brows and at the top of her brows. As you can see, the lighter one I'm using at the arc of her brow is kind of giving the brow definition. It's making the brow more eminent and beautiful. I'm just following the natural direction of her hair growth, and I'm giving a shape that is befitting to her face, and I'm just following her natural face and brows. That's all. As you can see, I'm done here. Now let's move over to the next brow. So sorry guys, she's tilting her head so much. You know, we are new at this. Don't bother. By the time we are used to filming and we know all the techniques and tricks, don't bother, okay? I'm going to bring you guys close, and don't bother. I'm putting a lot of effort. I'm learning, you know, I'm learning how to do this, so bear with me, okay? If you see her slanting backwards and not showing her face all on the camera, please just bear with me, okay? Bear with your girl. She's trying, she's learning. So going ahead, I'm putting the rest of the concealer on her eyelid to form a base for her eyeshadow. The eyeshadow I'm going to be applying later. So I'm just using the rest at the back of my hand to apply like so. And then I'm going to go ahead with a buffing brush, a brush that is as compact as this. and then I'll blend oh no, not foundation. I'm going to blend the concealer just to make sure I have a smooth base. Then after that, when everything is well blended, I go ahead with this powder palette, this compact powder palette, and I use this shade I'm showing you here to apply on her brow bone. This is literally just setting the concealer. If you don't set the concealer, it's going to crease and it's going to move. So I'm setting it with this flat brush so that I can be precise. And then when I'm done, I'm going to take another fluffy brush and just set with just a little powder. I'm going to set the rest of her eye, just the whole eye. I'm going to set it too. So to go ahead and start off with her transition shade, I'm using this Juvia's Place palette, and I'm using this orange shade here just for her outer crease, just as a transition shade from her brow bone area to her crease, as you can see. And then I'm going ahead with this dark shade here, the brown shade rather, and I'm going to apply that in her crease like so. So the secret with eyeshadow is actually blending, patience, and you take a bit at a time and build. You don't just take much and pack on. It's going to be difficult for you to blend. So the secret is you blend, you build, and you're patient. Then I go ahead with this shade. It's almost burgundy, and then I mix the two shades and I still apply it in her crease. I really needed something dark, but this wasn't really giving me the pigment that I wanted. So as you're going to see in a bit, I went into another palette which had a dark shade, and I took like a little bit of it, a little bit of the darkest shade in that palette, as you can see now, and I placed it just below her crease. That is where I'm going to be able to cut her crease later on, as you're going to see. So first lady said to you, yes honey, this is the pigment I wanted. I wanted something as dark as this. And you should take note that I'm not really like taking the dark shade so much. I'm taking it with my brush and I'm applying it lightly. I'm not using like so heavy strokes. I just applied it very lightly. Then to cut her crease, I'm using Maybelline concealer. I'm using Maybelline concealer to cut her crease. This concealer is great because it dries down matte. It dries down so fast, and I'm using it just to cut her crease for my eyeshadow. So after I'm done cutting her crease, I just make sure that I blend the foundation, the concealer I applied there so fast so it can be smooth, so that by the time I apply my eyeshadow on top, it's not going to form lines or creases because the base is equally smooth. So I'm done, and for her eyeshadow, I'm going to be mixing these two pigments you see here to give the color that I wanted. And I didn't really know what color I was going to give, but I was like, let me try. So I'm beginning by using a flat brush. I'm picking up the pigment and I'm and I'm pressing it in to the skin. I'm pressing it into the base I had earlier on. You don't want to swipe. You just want to press carefully into the concealer you applied later on. Earlier on, rather. You really need to be careful, and you really need to stay within the line where you cut your crease. So you're not going to go above the line or out of the line. So you're going to have a clean cut crease at the end of the day. Ooh, it's coming out orangey. I didn't really know what color was gonna show up, but I'm loving it. And it was a coincidence, guys. Like, I came and noticed that the dress she wore was the same color. So what? I'm just taking my time and patting the color in, patting it in and in and in. Don't bother about the fallout. You could always go back later on and clean it with your wipes, or you could go on later on and use your micellar water and clean it out, and then reapply your primer again. One thing I love about my model here is that her lid space is actually so wide. Like, she has good lid space to work with, and the cut crease becomes so easy. So I've gone ahead and I'm done with the other eye, and I'm putting on some mascara on her real lashes, and then I'm going ahead to do a wing liner. And yes, we're gonna do a dramatic wing liner for a dramatic eye. Yeah, like you're gonna see here, I'm gonna actually wink the eye right out. So I said earlier on that we are still getting used to this. We're still getting used to filming. So if you see me pushing her head backwards, that wasn't intentional, okay? I really want that you guys should see every step of the way, everything you're doing. So don't come for me in the comment section telling me you didn't see. I didn't really know I was doing this, but at the end of the day, when I noticed, I had finished filming. So please understand your girl, okay? I'm just doing the dramatic wing line. The things that you do to me. Can you see the difference the wing liner makes to the eyes? Wow, I love this. So I'm going ahead with concealer to clean the wing, just to make it more precise. I'm so sorry once more that you're not able to see clearly. We're gonna fix that next time, okay? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, okay? Your girl is sorry. Please accept her apologies. I am so sorry. Whoa, I'm sorry, yeah. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, darling, you're that I want. Oh, papi, you're that I need. So I am done, and I'm moving on to lashes, and of course a dramatic eye. A dramatic liner requires a dramatic eyelash, and that is exactly what I am doing here. I'm putting on a dramatic eyelash like so. Yes, honey. Can you guys see this pigment? Am I the only one enjoying the way it looks? Because it's giving me, it's making me feel alive, you know. I forgot to check the name of the pigment. The names have the names are no longer there. Like, I've used it so much that the names wiped, so I don't really know where I got it from anymore, like the name of the pigment. It's a wrap. We're done, and we're moving on to foundation. I'm going to be using Maybelline Superstay foundation, and I'm going to be using it on her face using this Real Techniques brush. I'm just applying it all over her face. So this foundation actually looks very light here right now, but the good thing is that it actually oxidizes, so as time goes on it's going to match her skin tone perfectly. Okay, I'm just making sure I blend, and then I'm gonna go ahead later on with my damp beauty blender, not wet, not dripping wet, but damp. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend. I always find this step very important because it like removes the excess foundation left on your skin and then makes the foundation skin, like, it makes it more smooth and even. So let me just tell you guys what I was doing here above the camera. I'm so sorry once more. I'm sorry, trust me. Like, I was trying to apply the foundation on her forehead, yes, and she had laid down her edges, so I was just trying to put up the wrap that she used on her edges to like apply the foundation there, so that by the time I remove it, there's not going to be any sharp line there, like a thick demarcation. So like I said before, I'm just going ahead with my beauty blender just to marry everything together, you know, to pay the bride price of the foundation together so that they can be in love together, marry together. Yes, you get that? So for highlight, I'm going to be using Elite Pro Conceal in the shade Fawn to highlight the bridge of her nose and her chin and her forehead. Gone ahead and blended everything already. And so I'm going to be using a contour stick from Revolution. I'm doing a cream contour with the Revolution stick foundation. I'm going ahead to use this brush. It's a precise brush for the contour. I'm using it to like blend the contour into her highlights and everything, just marry everything together. I love me a good blend, guys. I need to take time to blend, you know. So I'm going ahead, since she has dry skin, I'm not going to be baking for long. I'm just going ahead to mix my Sacha Buttercup with some of the shade, one of the lighter shades in my ZK powder palette, to just place it under her eyes, just basically everywhere where I applied the concealer. So that's just it for the highlight and the baking. So I'm just dusting off the excess from under her eyes, and then with this small fluffy brush, and then I'm using that same brush I used to blend her contour to apply this bronze powder from Eben Cosmetics. I'm setting her contour. I love this powder so much, guys. Trust me, the color it gives is almost the same like the Fenty Beauty bronze powder. That's why I love it so much. Since I cannot afford that one, I have to find something that resembles it. And trust me, this powder has been doing it and it's been working. Yes, as you can see here, honeys. So I'm just using that to define her face, to bring back some color, dimension to her face. I'm also going to be using that with a smaller brush to set the contour of her nose and to define that cute little nose of hers. So I'm doing what we call the reverse contour under. I'm just cleaning her contour, the contour I did, so I can have a more precise something going on there. If you know what I'm saying, if you know what I mean. Just dusting off the excess one more time, just to make sure we have that smooth finish. You know I love me a good blend.
Compelled to worship you, 'cause this is the life I live. This is the air.
So for her blush, I'm using the very color I used as her transition shade of her eyeshadow, the orange shade here. I'm using it as her blush. This orange blush is always so good on women of color. Try it, trust me. And the thing I love about some Juvia's Place palettes is that you can actually use some of their shades as blush, as bronzers. They're matte shades. You could actually use multi usage, you know. Of course, we need some highlight. I'm just highlighting her face, highest points of her cheeks, her nose, and then I'm going to equally go ahead and highlight her brow bone. Yeah, because we have a matte eye, a matte cut crease eye going on down there. So we want to apply some highlight too on her brow bone just to bring some little light. Yes, it's highlight, right? Highlight, light. Yeah, we need to bring some light to the face, y'all. So for her lips, she has very tiny lips, so I went ahead and I overlined. I'm going to be using 3 different lip combos from the same company. I'm using this brown shade. It's just a normal brown lipstick I have in my palette, and then I'm using the NYX Lingerie matte something. Yeah, you know it. I'm using the NYX lipsticks, the matte lip creams. And then I'm gonna be going ahead to also use NYX Butter Gloss, and then that will be it for the lips. Wait for the day when I can finally kiss you, you know. So as you can see, overlining her lips has like increased the volume of her lips, and the lips look more bigger, yeah, and nice. You guys know I love me a good blend, so I'm just taking my time to make sure that the colors I'm applying on the lips do blend well. That's why my heart it beat like do you care? 'Cause So I just went ahead to add this gloss. I didn't like the way the gloss was just cool, so I wanted to add some more gloss. And that is just it for her makeup. So the last thing, we're going to be spraying her face with e.l.f. primer, the mattifying, sorry, the e.l.f. spray. And I'm going to be spraying it on my brush, and then I'm going to be pressing it into her skin. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up too, and see you all in my next video. Don't forget to also comment, guys. Love you.
Prize for my life. Oh, I'm so very grateful. This is another day. I feel stronger in you. You brought my dry bones to life. I'm so indebted to you.